Last journey, I like almost ran out of the smaller needles that we injected with. Huge and painful, way less painful. Yay for another shot. I don't know if I can do this. All right guys, welcome back to my channel. We are gonna unbox my meds that I got in the mail for my frozen embryo transfer for our surrogacy journey. Now these came via Freedom Pharmacy, which is I think like a nationwide pharmacy that just ships to your door. Last journey, my syringes and needles and vials, I just picked up at my local pharmacy. So depending on how your clinic does it, you may have to go pick them up or they may ship to your door. All right, let's open this up and then I'll go over my med protocol. So first up, these look very familiar. The needles, these are needles and syringe. That's an 18 gauge, I believe. So that is the needle that we draw up the oil in, the progesterone oil, not the one that goes in my rear, thankfully. So we have 3 vials of progesterone and oil. This is what will be drawn up into the syringe. Usually it's about 10 milliliter. Again, we'll look at my med protocol in just a moment. And then these are the 22 gauge needles, so these are the ones that we inject with. Way smaller, let me show you the difference. Draw up the med, inject the med. Huge and painful, way less painful. So I just ordered from Amazon a couple of like clear zipper bags to put all of this in. Last year, I wanna say I just like stuck it in our medicine cabinet, but I wanted a way to keep it all together this time. The kids never touched it or anything, but I just like don't want them to be loose everywhere. So I got one for all the syringes to go in and then one for all the meds. And I think they're super cute, so I can't wait to show you. Next up, which I think because I did not get mine from Freedom last time and I just got it from the local pharmacy, I did not get a Sharps container and I was kind of bummed. I just used a like protein, an old protein container that I had, but I always wanted one of these. I just feel like it's cool. Look at there, I can dispose of my Sharps here. Also, I kind of want to like dispose of them but then keep them for pictures, you know, later, but there's my little Sharps container. We have some alcohol wipes. So you use these to wipe the top of the vial before you stick the needle in and draw up the med, but then you also can use this to prep the injection site on your rear. I feel like I'm gonna need more of these, so I may snag some more of those some way. And then surgical sponges, basically like a little piece of gauze. I'm guessing this is if we have a leaker or a gusher, cover that up with this. All right, here's my new med. Leuprolide, basically Lupron. So this is a subcutaneous injection. I think it's subcutaneous or intramuscular. I'm gonna have to look that up. It's an injection in the abdomen. I just looked this up the other day because I was like, what is Lupron and why do I have to take it? So it goes about 2 inches on the outside of the belly button. There's the medication. And here is the little teeny needle. So this is a subcutaneous because that's a real small needle. But this is my Lupron. So again, this is a new medication for me. I had the progesterone and oil last time. I've done that, done the estrace. But yay for another shot. I don't know if I can do this. I can. Sam can do it. I can. Can I? I can. And then last but not least, I have my estrace, which is my little blue estrogen tablets. So these I took from my mock cycle, so I'm very familiar with it. I take 3 of these a day, which is why I like to get a pill case that divides up between the days of morning, noon, and night, so I can put them in there so that I can see at a glance what I've taken, what I haven't. So I already have my prenatals in there, but I'm gonna get this stocked up and ready. My first medication start date is October 6th. I start with Lupron, but I wanna get this all prepped and ready with estrogen. We are all ready to go. Okay, so we know that transfer is November 6th, but what's most important is this med protocol to know how I need to start now up until transfer and how I'm preparing my body. The best thing to do is to print out your med protocol, tape it in your bathroom, on your mirror, right by your bed, something to where the night before you can review it to see the next day what medication you take, when you take it, when you stop taking something, when you start taking something, because I have a few of them that overlap, and then some say start, some say stop. They say the amounts, the milliliters, the amount of pills and stuff like that. So you just want to be very aware of what you're taking, when you're taking it, so that you prepare your body in the best way and you do everything right up until transfer. All right, so for my med protocol, October 6th is when I will take my first Lupron injection. So it is 20, I think, SQ units each morning between 6 to 9 a.m. I don't know what 20 SQ units is. I want to say subcutaneous, but I don't know if it's 20. This is 0.5 milliliters, so I have no clue like what that means. So I'm gonna get some clarification on that. Again, this is a very new med for me. I've seen other people do it in the IVF community. I've seen people do the injections. I just, for myself, don't know. So that would be 10-6 I do it. It doesn't say anything for 10-7, which means I'm gonna clarify, do I take Lupron on 10-7? I think I do because it says start taking it each morning. 10-8, I'm gonna take my last birth control pill. I have about 4 or 5 days left in my birth control pack, so I already ordered another one through my local pharmacy, so I'm gonna pick replacement pack up, but 10-8, my last birth control pill, really excited about that. 10-12, I have my baseline appointment where I'll do blood work, ultrasound, they'll get that starting measurement of my uterine lining, and then I will take Lupron that morning prior to my appointment. Again, they just clarify, take your Lupron. It says do not begin estrace, my blue pills, until instructed, and do not begin progesterone. I know that with progesterone, but they're just clarifying, don't take your estrogen. 10-13 is when I will take my estrogen. So that's on the 12th, they'll review my ultrasound, make sure everything looks good, and then if everything looks good, then I'll start the estrogen. 13th, and I will take 1 tablet 3 times a day. So morning, noon, and night, by my mouth. You don't have to take it with food, for my experience. And then it says to decrease to 5 units daily of your Lupron, and then you continue until directed to stop. So again, 5 units, don't know what that means, so I'm gonna have to clarify. 10-14, I will continue my estrace, and it says continue all the way until 10-30, which is October 30th, is my final ultrasound and blood work prior to transfer. So again, that's that baseline appointment where they wanna make sure my uterine lining is at the optimal thickness and ready for transfer, because transfer would be a week later. So hoping by that point my estrogen levels are good, my progesterone levels are good, and my lining is thick and fluffy and ready. 10-31, I would do estrogen again 3 times a day. 11-1, so November 1st is when I would start my progesterone and oil injections, intramuscular, and those are on the outside upper quadrant of your rear. I'll go into progesterone injections when the time comes. I do have episodes on here if yours are starting sooner than mine, so you guys can go check that out. But you take it between 7 a.m. and 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Oh, I'm loving the time zone. Take this, what? Take the second dose. Start progesterone and oil, 1 milliliter, intramuscular when directed between 7 a.m. and 1 p.m. Take the second dose between 6 to 9 p.m. Guys, I've only ever taken 1 PIO injection at night. Oh, so it's just that first day. Sam should have reviewed this already. I know 10-6 is when I'm starting, so I haven't looked over it too much. We're finding this out together. So 11-2, it just says to take 1 in the evening. So yay, it maybe just that first day on November 1st, I just have 2 to jumpstart that progesterone. Whatever, I'm down for it. So then 11-2 through 11-5, I would take my estrogen, 3 blue pills a day, and then my progesterone and oil injection every evening, which is that 6 to 9 p.m. And then 11-6 is our transfer date. So I would take my estrogen, and then we would have the frozen embryo transfer. And then I would, again, do my progesterone at night. And after that, it says continue estrace and continue progesterone until directed. So we found out some new stuff today, guys. I promise I'm not that dumb. On the other side of the syringe, okay, so you have like 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, whatever. On the other side, you have 10, 20, 30, 40. So there's my 20 units right there. 20 units, and then it has a little 5 for my 5 units. So that makes me feel better. This is why you review your med protocol, schedule, and all your medication, all your syringes, making sure you have a right count for each day you need, the right amount of syringes. The worst thing that can happen is you get to the day and the time that you're supposed to take something and you don't have it, and you're like, oh my gosh. Last journey, I like almost ran out of the smaller needles that we injected with. I want to say I had like a few left before I ordered some more. So make sure ahead of time, because pharmacies can get behind and not refill a prescription for a couple of days, and so you just want to make sure you are ready. If you are familiar with Lupron and have any injection tips, tell me any side effects you dealt with or how it was like being on it, drop them in the comments, because we'll figure this out. And if you have taken 2 progesterone injections in one day, let me know in the comments why. I am gonna look into this and also ask about it just because I like to be informed. Love to know. We're gonna head out and go grab my prescription of my new birth control as well. I have some more estrogen that I'm picking up. That way I'm all set and ready for next week. I mean, I won't need them till like the following weeks, but that way I have those. And then tomorrow my clear totes come in. They're just funny. So once I get them, I'll fill them with you and I'll show you and like share the link and everything. But here is all the meds. Really excited, makes me excited / nervous / anxious / empowered to be doing this. So it's gonna be good. I also got an instruction sheet. Tells me exactly what I need to do. And if you feel like you're kind of going into your med cycle like a lost puppy and you feel so uninformed and so like thrown to your own will to just figure it out, that's kind of how it feels, to be honest. When we left the fertility clinic our last journey, Dan was like, wait, what? They taught him for like a whole 2 minutes of how to do the injections. You have like nurses who like do this, and then you have husbands or spouses or partners who like, all right, let's do it, and like have no prior like education or knowledge or whatever. And so if we could do it, you can do it. If you guys can do it by yourself and give yourself the injections, then surely I can do it too, right? It's a lot of trial and error. It's a lot of figuring out. Sometimes when you do the injection, sometimes you need a heating pad, sometimes you need an ice pack, sometimes you don't. Sometimes, you know, it's painful when you do that. And so what works for me may not work for you, or what works for you may not work for me. Together, we can give each other some tips and see if we can help out. All right, well, Amazon came through 50%. So I got 2 clear Ziploc bags or zipper bags for my syringes. So I'm gonna put my small syringes in the small one, big ones in the big one, and then like the alcohol prep pads and everything. But I got this cute bag that says drugs on it for my vials. And it was supposed to deliver 2 days ago and it did not. So Amazon's failing me, but I'm super excited about that. I officially have all my meds prepped and ready. I'm getting ready now, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, to start these meds on Friday, and this week just prepping my body physically, staying hydrated, getting active again, and just getting ready for those shots. Stick around because meds are starting and I can't wait to share that process with you as well. So if you don't already, you can follow us on all platforms at Weird and Sam. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Keep encouraging me, keep sticking around. We love you guys. We'll see ya.